In our top story tonight, today was the first day of public school for our territory, and News Channel 8's Wes Small met with the governor at Central High School as he started his annual tour earlier today.
When we get started, though, I have to hit you with this one.
Sure.
A very controversial school, Alexander Henderson. I just talked to Gary Malloy and the Board of Education members who are here with him, and a little disappointed the school will now be set back until Tuesday because of OSHA. Some of it man-made, but some of it not because of that tree root that is causing havoc.
Right.
Your take on the situation?
Well, you know, absolutely. The mere fact that the students can't go to school today is something that unfortunately happened. But based on the advice of OSHA, based on our discussions with the superintendent, he made the decision, let's just go ahead and close the school, do it right, so that we at least mitigate any sort of health risk to the students. And that really is the most important, particularly at the beginning of the school year. You're right about what we have to deal with the tree, which we will deal with.
Yes,
but more important for us is to at least begin the school year with the least amount of disruption as possible and make sure it's ready for the children. And if by Tuesday we can open back up, I think that's fair enough in terms of making sure that the students, the principal, the whole administration feel comfortable in the school. Henderson will be taken care of, and we'll make sure that whatever they lose for this little bit of time, we'll make up throughout the year.
There's your first in command, the Lieutenant Governor right there,
yes.
Greg Francis, your whole staff, and thank you very much. Lieutenant Governor, thank you for coming out, and we'll get with you. We hope that we get a good grading, and the governor filled us in on everything, so thanks for paying attention to St. Croix schools today.
Not only that, and what we wanted to portray, the message is we got to be positive.
Yes, sir.
You know, school is about a learning environment, and we want to put a challenge out to the students to take care of the school facilities itself.
Okay.
Because you have to remember, you have students coming behind them.
That's right.
So we have to take care of it for those who are coming behind. But the main thing is education.
And in other school news, Alexander Henderson School in Frederickstead continues to have serious problems that prompted officials to postpone classes until next week. News Channel 8's Wes Small was at the school earlier today with Board of Education members and Insular Superintendent Gary Malloy.
Thank you very much, Jerome. First day of school, but I got to tell you, it can be hectic in some areas. Very happy to see parents taking their children to school today. I want to get that out of the way. We're going to be getting with the governor a little later on a tour. Gary Malloy, Insolent Superintendent here of St. Croix Schools. Who do you have with us today on the front line?
Well, I'm here with the Board of Education members, the chairperson, Ms. Hendricks, and the 3 other members of the Board of Education.
Yes. Gary, let's get right to it. Obviously, school will be delayed until September 6th. Primary concern, the safety of your students and your staff.
Yes, I thank you for the opportunity to pretty much clear up the Alexander Henderson and why we had to delay the opening. I just want to be very, very clear that the issues that cause the delay are not related to mold or asbestos. Those issues, again, have been mitigated, and what we're doing is taking a precaution in making sure that the environment is very, very clean and safe because of some additional work that was being done in terms of some minor painting, some revarnishing of the auditorium chairs, going around doing inspections and pulling down ceiling tiles, and in some cases the ceiling tiles were removed and the installation was removed, and there was some airborne fiberglass. So we didn't want to take the risk in terms of having anybody come, the students especially, come to the building to be in that environment.
Right.
The major issue again was the fact that the combination of the new mastic for the tiles that's been put down, the painting and the varnishing, the combination, and then having the cleaning company in here at the same time, really the mixture of all those combinations really had a very pungent smell in the building. And the maintenance director and his staff was meeting with the teachers yesterday morning at 9 a.m., clearly articulating and explaining and listening to their concerns. And OSHA was also here with us. We did a walkthrough. A determination was made with the maintenance and OSHA that in the best interest that we need to air out the building. And so that's what we're doing. We're making sure that we're going to blow out the air conditioners again. We're going to go back through in the classrooms and reseal the units, because even when we were doing some grass cutting, some of the grass, the air conditioning units are low in the classroom. Some of the dust got into the air conditioning units, so we're re-cleaning them and blowing them out again and resealing them. We'll completely blow out the entire system. Everything is scheduled to be completed by Friday of this week. The cleaning company comes in Friday evening and Saturday, And then we're expecting to be monitoring on Sunday and Monday to make sure that we're ready to open school on Tuesday.
Missed class days for the students.
Well, we're going to miss 3 days. Today's the opening, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And again, we're going to work with the administration, the principal, and the assistant principal to make up those days. So we're gonna work with them to make up those days.
Mr. Terrence Joseph,
as co-chair of the
Board of
Education, as co-chair of the School Plan Facilities Committee, myself and member Gomez, co-chairs of this committee, and I simply would harp on the fact that we need to have communications. That's all, because I think an educated citizenry will make a better decision.
All right. Well, let's certainly hope for the best for our children and the staff at Alexander Henderson. We are going to be talking to Shalima.
This is Shalima Edwards. I'm the Public Relations Officer for Alexander Henderson Schools PTA. And I want to share this information because this took place August 29th, in which concerned parents did a petition. And it was directed to Dr. Laverne Terry, Commissioner of Education, dated August 29, 2011. It says, we are parents concerned about the health and safety of our children who are expected to attend the Alexander Henderson Elementary School, which is located on the island of St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. The presence of asbestos and mold has been identified at the school, and we do not want our children to be exposed to any toxins, known and unknown. We need to know that the asbestos is not airborne, and there are no longer excessive amount of black mold in the school environment. Please provide us with written certified verification that these two issues are no longer a persistent problem in the school. School is expected to reopen on August 31st, 2011, and we do not want our children to be in an unhealthy school environment, and your response is needed immediately. Now, copies of this has been forwarded to the Virgin Islands Legislature Committee on Education, Insular Superintendent Gary Malloy, Commissioner of Department of Human Services Chris Finch. So all of this took place on August 29th. You know, so that was definitely 2 days before school opened, and unfortunately, you can say fortunately and fortunately, that these children were not exposed to these serious toxins that could affect their health, even the staff, you know, and this issue had to be addressed. And I do hope that before school reopens that they do test what was mentioned, you know, for asbestos and mold, and we receive a written from a certified professional regarding the clearance of mold and asbestos from that school.
I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
We want to thank all those education officials who gave their statements tonight and hope that Alexander Henderson School is back and running on time next week. And also this evening, a domestic violence suspect has finally given himself up.
Wanted suspect Eustace Jarvis, also known as Blackie, turned himself into police custody and was arrested at about 9:45 a.m. Wednesday, August 31st. Jarvis was charged with assault, third-degree domestic violence in connection with an assault on his girlfriend in June. Police issued a warrant poster on Jarvis 2 days ago on August 29th after unsuccessfully searching for him since the month of June. Jarvis said several people told him police were looking for him because of a widespread coverage on radio, television, and newspapers. Police reported that they received several tips on Jarvis's whereabouts from the community. Jarvis was wanted for assaulting his 37-year-old girlfriend during an argument about household chores. Police said he cut the victim with a knife, kicked her, and punched her. The victim was treated at the Governor Juan F. Louis Hospital and Medical Center and released. Jarvis was held on $30,000 bail and remanded to custody of Golden Groves Correctional Facility pending further court action.
And when we come back from this break, the governor speaks about the 8% pay cuts.